the sound of pages turning, a quiet library ambiance. Have you ever stumbled upon something that felt wrong? Something out of place? For me, it happened in the quietest corner of our school library. Tucked away on a dusty shelf, almost hidden, was a yearbook unlike any other. It was old, the cover of faded leather, but the year on the front was blank. Curiosity got the better of me, as it always does. I opened it. The pages were filled with photos of students I'd never seen, their smiles frozen in time. I figured it was just an old, forgotten relic and thought nothing more of it. That was my first mistake. The next day, I felt an unexplainable pull back to that shelf. I opened the yearbook again, and my heart dropped. A new photo had appeared. It was Sarah Jenkins, a girl from my chemistry class. But that wasn't possible. Sarah went missing last week. Her face was there, dated the day she disappeared, smiling just like the others. I slammed the book shut, my mind racing. A prank. It had to be a prank. But the ink looked ancient, the paper aged. I couldn't stay away. Each morning became a ritual of dread. I'd sneak into the library, my hands trembling as I reached for the book. And each morning a new page was filled. Mark Peterson, who vanished from the football field. Emily Carter, last seen walking home. One by one, the missing students of Northwood High were being cataloged in this impossible book. The school was buzzing with whispers and fear, but I held the terrifying truth in my hands. Then, one morning, something changed. As I flipped through the growing collection of lost faces, I noticed something else. At the very back of the book, on a fresh, empty page, a faint image was starting to form. It was just a ghostly outline, barely visible, but I could make out a familiar shape, my shape. A cold dread, heavier than anything I'd ever felt, settled in my stomach. I came back the next day and the next. With every new student who vanished, my own photo became clearer, more defined. My smile, my eyes, they were slowly being etched onto the page. I knew I was running out of time. I had to understand what was happening. The clues were in the photos themselves. In the background of every picture, almost hidden, was a small, recurring detail. The glint of a tripod, the corner of a darkroom tray. It all pointed to one place, the old photography club darkroom, abandoned years ago. With my own face now almost fully formed in the yearbook, I knew this was my last chance. The darkroom door creaked open into a space thick with the smell of chemicals and dust. It was empty, save for a single vintage camera standing on a tripod in the center of the room, aimed directly at the door. As I stepped closer, I noticed a tiny red light blinking softly. It was still on, my breath hitched. I leaned in, compelled by a force I couldn't name, and peered into the camera's lens. Reflected in the curved glass, I saw the darkroom, the doorway, and me. But it wasn't me. The reflection was smiling, a wide, chilling, permanent smile. And as I stared, frozen in place, the reflection raised a hand and waved. The next morning, the students of Northwood High found a new entry in the old yearbook, my face smiling happily, dated today. The book is still on the shelf, waiting, because the yearbook is still growing. Thanks for watching this story unfold. If you enjoy diving into mysteries that chill you to the bone, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next descent into the unknown. See you next time.